Hey, you guys, this is Mr. Waltz. I'm going to show you how to do Fusion Model Creation 4, figure number 11. So this one can't be done with just extruding. It needs to use something different. You can make the basic box shape by extruding. The width is 8 squares, which is 2 inches. The height is 5 squares, which is 1.25. And the depth is 4 squares, which is 1 inch. So let's do that first, and then we'll work on the hard part. So go in here, get a new design, make sure you have your project selected. I'm going to create a sketch on the XY plane and then make a rectangle, 2-inch width, hit tab, 1.25 height, enter. Then I'm going to finish my sketch and I'm going to extrude, click there, and I'm going to make it a 1-inch extrude, dude. Okay, so we got the basic shape set up. Now what we're going to do is do this thing on the top, and it's cut out. And you'd think you'd be able to extrude this, but it won't quite work. Extrudes require the shape to stay the same as they go through. So if you extrude from the front to back, the triangle would have to be the same triangle. There is a taper tool you could make it get narrower, but it won't do the top right. Um, so we have to do something different. And what we're going to use for this is a tool called Loft. And what Loft will do is let you change shape. So it's just like an extrude where it's making something or cutting something with a shape, but the shape can change as it goes in depth. Okay. So this is a really powerful tool. You can make all kinds of cool things with it. But we'll use it here for a really simple situation. So the big things we got to do here is we got to make a sketch on the front of the cube or the box here, and we got to make a sketch on the back, and then we'll use Loft to connect them. So if you look here, this is the key point here. On the front, you're basically just going to have two lines. You're going to have a line that starts at the right corner on top, comes down to here, and then another line that starts on the left corner on top and comes down to that point. Look at that point. It's 1 square above the bottom. That's 0.25. It's 4 squares from the side. That is 1 inch. So we're going to go back into Fusion, and we're going to create a sketch on the front of our box, and we're just going to draw those two lines. Now, when you draw the lines, it's hard to get them in the correct place when you start. So I'm just going to draw two kind of random lines here. Okay, so there's one random line, and then I'm just going to keep going from that random line up to the other corner. And you can draw those anywhere you want. And then what we'll do is dimension them to put them into place. So I'm hitting D for dimension. I'm going to click on this point where they intersect. I'm going to go to the bottom left corner of the cube, move over to the left, and this is going to be 0.25 because that was 1 square. Then I'm going to click the same 2 points again, still in the dimension tool, the intersection and the corner. I'm going to go straight down, and this needs to be 1, okay? And you can see it goes black. It looks symmetrical. It's an isosceles triangle upside down. So I'm going to finish my sketch. That part's done. I'm going to go to my home view, and what I want to do is spin around to the back of this. So on the back, I'm going to make the other triangle. So I click Create Sketch, click on the back face, and let's look at what we got to draw. So you can see there's going to be two lines going down again, but this time they don't start at the corner points of the box. They start 2 squares in, or 0.5 in, on both sides. Okay, so we'll do that. And then also when they go down, they're going to go down 0.5, 2 squares, and they're going to go to the left or right 2 squares, 0.5. All right, so everything's 0.5s on the back. So again, I'm just going to get up here on the top edge and just draw two random lines. Okay, like that. They connect, that are on the top edge. And then I'm going to dimension. So the first dimensions I'm going to do is it's supposed to be 2 squares from the edge here on top. So that's 0.5. Over here, 0.5 also. And then each one of these lines, as it goes down to this bottom point here, is going to go to the left or right 0.5 and then down 0.5. So I'm going to dimension that here. I'm going to click on the intersection here and then click on one of these top points here. I'm going to make that 0.5. And then we have to do the left or right dimension. So here I'm going to click this intersection point and this point, and I'm going to put 0.5 here. Now you can see the sketch turned black, so it has enough information here. So we actually don't have to dimension the other one. We just have to dimension the one side. So your sketch should look like that. Finish your sketch, go to your home view. And then, so now we're going to get out the Loft tool. So Loft, it lives in here. We have in your create menu, you have extrude, revolve, and sweep. We're going to learn about The one we're using right now is Loft. So we click Loft, and you can see a little picture here. What it does, it creates a transitional shape between two or more sketch profiles or planar faces. So you select a series of profiles or planar faces to define a shape. And then there's these things called rails you can do, or a center line. We don't need that, but basically it'll let you make, you can see here in this picture, transition from a square to a circle. You can go from any shape to any shape, and it'll make a nice solid shape that fits between those. So it's pretty cool. So anyways, you hit Loft. This comes up. It's got all kinds of controls. We're not going to get into that right now. We're just going to do the simplest thing here. We're going to click inside this top triangle on the front. Click. Okay, and you can see it's selected. Now I'm going to spin my view around so I can see the back of this thing, and I'm going to click inside this small triangle here on the top. Boom. And you can see what it does. It detects the two triangles. It's going to make a shape in between them. It should automatically select cut. You can see that down here where it says cut. And if it does that, you should just be able to click OK. And there it is. You got it. You made your first loft. And we'll use that later. There's all kinds of great stuff you can do with loft. Remember to save this bad boy. Click the save button. This is number 11. Make sure you're on your right project. Hit save. And then, go copy all your links. I know you guys love doing that. And add those to Google Classroom and click turn in. And you're done with the project. Great job.